Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Summer Ottershot.
And I'm Aiden Richardson. This morning, the UK and what happened on Walkout Wednesday.
Also, how COVID has affected students.
Cameron Lee is here with your forecast, and Emmeline Perkins has your latest sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thanks for joining us this morning. It has been a snowy week here in the Ozarks.
I know it. Snow, ice, and all in between. I just hope it's going to finally get behind us. Well, let's go to Cameron Lee with the weather.
Yes, it has been pretty gross outside this week. We've had a lot of days where it was just covered in snow, but thankfully today isn't going to look like that. We've got highs of around 45 as we look later into the day. Currently 25, pretty fair, but as we get later in today, it's going to warm up just a bit and we'll have a sunny, beautiful day. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cameron. I guess we'll know a little more in your full forecast.
Sounds like we have a great day ahead of us, and I'm looking forward to some slightly warmer temperatures after the week we've had.
Most definitely. Evidence is continually being provided proving that students during the COVID-19 pandemic experienced major setbacks in their education. The studies are showing that while they believed they were slowing the spread of the virus, it also slowed down students' learning by having them switch to online learning. The effect of the learning loss is still felt today, as students around the globe are behind academically across most subjects. Suggestions for helping your child catch up range from after-school programs and summer school programs, all the way to encouraging your student to reconnect in the classroom. Tyree Nichols was laid to rest February 1st, just weeks after he was killed by 5 Black police officers, another sad example of police brutality. While the funeral was attended by friends and family, relatives of both Breonna Taylor and George Floyd attended, as well as Vice President Kamala Harris. All this is happening amid the investigation that is charging the former police officers of second-degree murder.
Up to 500,000 people in the United Kingdom participated in the strike dubbed as Walkout Wednesday, the largest coordinated strike in decades. The 500,000 people walked out of their jobs, disrupting traffic, public and healthcare sectors, and schools. The strike was driven by their working conditions and wage benefits as their cost of living crisis continues. While the Prime Minister expressed his concern, people are saying that negotiations have been stalled. A missing teen from Wisconsin's body has been found. Authorities said that they found the body frozen after 2 days of searching. She was found in a rural area and it is believed that she died of hypothermia. It seemed that the teen's car went into the ditch while she was driving, and it was said that she was not properly dressed for the weather, as it was around 12 degrees outside with wind chills as low as -4. The amount of job openings in the United States reached 11 million in December, which is the highest it has been since July. Food services and accommodations had the highest employee deficit, followed by construction and retail. December was also a very high month of hiring people, along with laying them off, but November had a higher rate of people quitting their jobs than they did in December. An economist believes that this could be the first recession in our history that would not result in many job losses.
Up next, we'll be talking with Evangel's Activities Board Director about the upcoming semester.
This and so much more when we get back after this break. Frontier has announced a deal that will greatly benefit anyone planning on traveling this summer. The air carrier is enacting an all-you-can-fly summer pass that will only cost $399 for the months of May through September. Every flight with the pass will only cost 1 cent, along with the fees, taxes, checked baggage, and extra seat charges. The airline has over 100 destinations and plans on adding more this summer. Summer Rottershot is standing by with our special guest. Summer?
Thanks, Aiden. With me today is Bethel Childers, Evangel Activities Board Director. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Of course, I'm always happy to come on EUTV.
So some people don't exactly know what Activities Board is. So how would you describe Activities Board and what is your position as part of that?
Activities Board is a part of the Evangel Student Government. We are the fun side. Don't tell anybody I said that. And my role is to be the director of that organization. So we plan events for students on campus to all come together and just have a good time. So.
Awesome. So what are some of the different events that you have going on this semester? Because we know that the fall semester events and the spring semester events are different.
They are. You're right. I'm going to have to remember them all. So we have, coming up really soon, we have dodgeball, which is, we all play dodgeball. And then we have s'mores indoors, where we have like a campfire setting and we eat s'mores inside, indoors. And we have EU Break the Ice, which is a big meet and greet event. And then Mr. EU, which is like our male talent show, see who's the man kind of thing.
That's so exciting. So you said that the first event you have coming up is dodgeball.
Yes.
And so when I think of dodgeball, I just think of a chaotic PE scene where everybody's throwing balls and the PE teacher isn't watching.
Yes.
But I'm assuming it's a little bit more structured than that. So how exactly does that work out?
Well, you would think it would be more structured. No, I'm kidding. So it's going to be a bracket system where teams can show up like already as a team and like all dressed up and everything, or you can just show up and we'll put you on a team. There's going to be different rounds that we do of dodgeball. We'll be serving popcorn, Powerade for, you know, when you break a sweat. And we'll also be having cornhole and spike ball in the side rooms for people who just want to hang out and come and watch their friends, but maybe their friends aren't playing. So yeah, lots of stuff going on.
That's exciting. Do the winners get something special, or is that to be determined?
Oh my gosh, the winners get T-shirts. Yes.
I love a T-shirt.
Yes, I had to blink. But also we're giving a prize to whichever team comes the most coordinated outfits. So,
Okay.
like, really important. If you get a team together, make sure you're all like wearing the same color or you're all wearing something ridiculous.
How many people are they allowed to have on a team?
So it's 8 for a team, and then there has to be a minimum of 3 girls.
Okay.
So guys' teams don't overpower and win the whole thing.
No, that would be important because I would be very scared to go up
Yes.
against an all-guys
I know,
team.
me too.
So Activities Board's largest event of the spring semester is Spring Fling. And a lot of people, that actually used to be a date thing. Did you know that? It actually used to be a date thing, and it was a girl ask guy date. I know it's not that now, so what is Spring Fling for all the alumni who are confused by the name change?
Yeah, so we are not championing the ring by spring in Spring Fling. We don't do that anymore. That's not what Evie's about. Basically, Spring Fling is this giant Evangel variety show where we have original videos, original sketches, musical acts. It's basically like Evangel's one and only SNL for one night. Yeah.
That's very exciting. And so do we know the theme for that?
Don't tell anybody.
We're not allowed to talk about the
it's
theme.
a secret.
When do we find out about the theme?
Reveal is going to be in the chapel Wednesday, March 1st.
Okay.
During the chapel hour. So
And-
make sure that you're there. You have to be there. So. Yeah.
So they'll all be there. And
They'll all
then
be
we
there.
find out the theme. And that's what most of Spring Fling is based around, is that central theme.
Yes.
And then there's a costume contest. Will you dive a little bit more into that? Obviously not the theme part, but what is the costume contest?
So when we release the theme, which will be cool, make sure like you're there and you're paying attention, not on your phone. We have a costume contest for people that come and dress up. So you can win gift cards for a single costume, a couple's costume, and a group costume. And so just like get all your friends together, dress up according to the theme, and we'll see what you can win.
That is so exciting. So how do you think Activities Board affects Evangel's campus? Because it is a part of student government, but it's not necessarily like a legislation side, it's more of a people side. So, and you can say how it affected you personally, but how do you think that it changes campus and why it's important to have it?
I think anything that brings a wide range of people together is a really powerful catalyst for community, just for people to make relationships and grow relationships in a safe and fun setting, I think is something that is just really, really powerful. And I've been blessed to be a part of it. It's really given me a lot of leadership opportunities, given me a lot of skills that I'm hoping I can use later on in life, and I know that I will use later on in life. So, yeah.
Awesome. And then to become involved with Activities Board, one of the main things is just to show up to events.
Yeah.
But then
Honestly.
you guys accept new members end of every spring, correct?
We accept new members every semester, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're always looking to add new people on, bring new talent, bring new ideas. So
Awesome.
if you're interested in it, make sure that you sign up. Everything will be on Connect. And we'll talk more about that at the end of the semester. So
Awesome. Well, thank you again for being here with us
course.
today, Bethel.
it's a pleasure.
Let's go back to the desk with Aiden and Cameron.
Thanks, Summer. So Cameron, with a week full of ice and snow, what can we be expecting in the week to come?
Well, thankfully, it looks like we can expect a little bit warmer weather, nothing too crazy, but we'll talk more about that if you stick around for our full forecast.
So Aiden, did you know that today is actually one of my favorite holidays?
I knew that today involved a little rodent that likes to lie a lot, but I didn't know it was your favorite holiday. What could this be?
Well, you sort of made that sound like the Easter Bunny, but it is actually Groundhog's Day. Poxitani Phil over in Pennsylvania was deciding if we're gonna have 6 more weeks of winter or not. And apparently how this works is they put our sweet little Phil out on a stump, and instead of wondering if he actually sees his shadow or not, they give him 2 different scrolls. And he goes and he sniffs the scrolls, and then whichever scroll he picks, they take it out and they read it. And that is how they decide if we have 6 more weeks of winter or not. And allegedly, we're supposed to have 6 more weeks of winter.
I'll tell you what, something I've learned in my life is that the cutest things are often the most dishonest, so let's hope that that's the case here.
Let's hope not. So Cameron, do you think that Phil the groundhog was accurate in his reading for this week?
Well, taking a look at this week, I'm not quite sure that he was spot on. It does warm up a little bit this week. If we looked at current conditions, it's fair, 25 degrees. But as we go later into today, it's going to warm up just a bit. That sunny 45 degrees. And I know that's not 76 and sunny and super warm. It's definitely not summer, but it's also definitely not as cold as we felt earlier this week. And going into tonight, it's going to chill just a bit. And by just a bit, I mean a lot. 17 degrees is our low for today, and tonight is going to be pretty cold about that. Looking at today's almanac, what I want to focus on, we already know 46 degrees is our high for today. But take a look at our record temperatures being around 76 degrees. And what I know is that this was from 2020, so quite around 2-3 years ago, is when we had 76-degree weathers at this time in February now. So it's something pretty crazy to think about, is that it was actually this warm. And when we look at our satellite, we can see some movement around here. We can see some precipitation, a little bit of snow coming up through here. Nothing really on us. We can see a little bit coming through here, and we might feel that later in the week, but nothing today, nothing tomorrow that we should see rain-wise. But we can turn that over to our radar, see a couple different things over here. We can see that snow and precipitation moving up through here, a little bit up here as well. But as you can see, just a tiny little dot of rain coming over the tip of Missouri right about where we are, so we're not going to feel a ton. But coming back over here, we could take a look at our temperatures one more time for Missouri. Springfield, 45, 46 degrees. Kansas City, 44. Columbia, 45. We're all right there in that 45, 46, 47 range. And our national forecast. So here's that rain that we were seeing on the radar. It's pretty severe thunderstorms a little bit. There's some snow right along here, just a bit. But again, nothing touching us that's going to affect us snow-wise. And then we can see some severe thunderstorms coming up down through here. A little bit of a cold chill coming through here. It's going to come down. We might get colder. Like that groundhog said, it might stay colder for a little bit longer. But when we look at our 6-day forecast, we can tell for sure that this week it is going to be pretty sunny, some partially cloudy days. Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got some showers and rain coming in. So that's that little bit of precipitation that I said we might feel later in the week. We're going to feel that around early next week on that Tuesday, Wednesday. Our warmest day coming up, 58 degrees on Sunday, but that's about it for warm temperatures. And that's all I have for today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cameron. I am definitely looking forward to the warmer weather. Just around the corner, Emmeline Perkins will be here to give us the latest in sports.
And Tabasco is dipping their toes into a new condiment. This and much more when we return. Tabasco is doing its best to spice up your salads. The hot sauce brand unveiled its new avocado jalapeno hot sauce dressing. The company used TikTok star Christina Nahar to introduce the dressing, an influencer who frequently talks of her love for Tabasco hot sauce. You can find this dressing on Amazon for only $10 per 12-ounce bottle, and it will only be available for a limited time.
Well, I have been looking for ways to spice up my salads recently.
You know, I'm not much of a spice person. I prefer to get the excitement in life through less painful things such as rock climbing or skydiving and sports. And speaking of sports, let's cut to Emmeline Perkins.
Thanks, Aiden. The Valor men's basketball team breaks their losing streak after beating Benedictine last night in the Ashcroft Center. The Valor ended the game with a score of 85-70. Autry Accord led the Valor with 16 points for the game after Accord sustained a cut above the eye that had him out of the game for 8 minutes. The men's basketball team's next game is Saturday, February 4th against Culver Stockton, with tip-off being at 2 p.m. The Evangel softball and baseball teams are preparing for their upcoming season. Baseball will start this season on February 4th with the doubleheader at home against Southwestern at 12. The Evangel softball team will start their season with a doubleheader on February 10th at Avila against the Avila Eagles at 1. After playing the game of football professionally for 22 years, Tom Brady finally decided that it was time to hang up his football cleats. Yesterday, February 1st, Brady announced that he would be retiring for good. But Brady will not be too far from the game. He recently accepted and signed a deal with Fox Sports as a TV broadcaster. The NFL season is coming to an end. This past Sunday was the AFC and the NFC Conference Championship games. The two teams going to the Super Bowl 57 are the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Eagles beat the San Francisco 49ers to win the NFC title, and the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Cincinnati Bengals for the AFC title. The Super Bowl will take place on Sunday, February 12th, with kickoff being at 5:30 Central Standard Time. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Emmeline. I was sad to see that Joe Burrow got beat out, but as we're in Missouri, I'm excited for the Kansas City Chiefs to be
I
going
agree.
there.
You know, you want your hometown team to go there. And speaking of the NFL, it's ironic that it's Groundhog Day because I feel like we've seen Tom Brady retire before, but maybe this one will finally stick.
I mean, maybe he's going to come back and retire again. Third time's the charm, so
It usually
he's
is.
probably going to be back.
Well, how was an Australian's cat life saved? We'll have that story for you after these messages.
A near catastrophe was narrowly avoided in Australia after a cat was discovered stuck in between two very tight walls. Using drills, grinders, and even a power saw to cut a hole in the wall to save the mischievous cat. However, once re-released, the cat went about its way to find another tight spot to squeeze into.
Boy, cats always seem to find themselves in very sticky situations. You think they would learn, but I guess they're kind of like us. They do the same thing over again until it works.
I agree, and I am a dog person, but I am glad that the cat made it out safe. Let's go to Cameron Lee with our final weather update.
What a crazy story about that cat, but moving on to weather, it's pretty interesting, our forecast for this week. We've got some rain coming in on that Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, but other than that, it's staying pretty chilly. Our warmest day is going to be Sunday with 58 degrees, so we're almost touching 60, but just not quite. And so it's just going to feel pretty cold all week long. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Cameron. That's all for us today. I'm Aiden Richardson.
And I'm Summer Ottershot. This has been Newswatch Today. Please join us next week. And for more about EU TV and the latest Evangel news, go to euvalormedia.com.
See you next time.